you know how I feel about you. You don't even take my feelings into consideration. Like, it's, I had to find out through the internet. All right.
Now, please don't make me get angry.
You already are. You don't give a I'm angry too. I'm upset. I'm hurt.
Y'all, Dreka Gates has finally packed up and is ready to start her new life after a whole tape dropped, having all the proof she needed that Kevin has been cheating on her. Word on the streets is that Dreka is gearing up to use that cheating tape as proof of infidelity during their divorce proceedings. Like, this might be the official reason for their split, but if that's the case, it's about to get real messy, and knowing Kevin, he's gonna be rapping about this for the rest of his life. But let's get into it.
I literally told you to just keep it real and tell me, like...
Well, if you feel like I lied to you, then fuck it. I don't even know why we talking. I'm tired of talking about the same.
Now, first of all, this isn't just another messy celebrity breakup. This is a betrayal at its core. This kind that cracks the foundation of a relationship years in the making. After sticking beside Kevin Gates through everything, his prison time, his controversies, his rise to fame, Dreka finally reached her breaking point. And what pushed her there is a leaked phone call, a new woman on Kevin's arm, and a cheating scandal so brazen it left even his loyal fans in disbelief. But this isn't just about infidelity, it's about disrespect, public humiliation, and the unraveling of an empire the world thought was solid. Like, y'all, these people have been together since 2003, back when Kevin had nothing and nobody knew his name. For the longest time, they were presented as a power couple, but if you thought that Dreka and Kevin were goals, well, what comes next will shatter that illusion completely. And to top it all off, there's a tape. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel like processing a heartbreak is a lot easier when it's all just speculation. But a whole tape? Clearly, Kevin is the kind of man that leaves you in the desert without water. Y'all, and this is deeper than the drama, it's deception on display, and it's all started with a phone call that was never meant for the public. So let's get right into the phone call, y'all, that changed everything. So the unraveling of this story begins with a woman named Persia, who's allegedly been involved with Kevin Gates behind the scenes. She didn't just come with rumors, she came with receipts. The internet went wild when she leaked a raw, emotional phone conversation between herself and Kevin, where the tone is tense, angry, and clearly personal. In the call, Persia confronts Kevin for lying to her and playing games. She sounds fed up, exhausted from hearing the same excuses, and Kevin, on the other hand, is dismissive, cold even. He tells her that if she feels lied to, then F it, and acts like he's the one who has been offended. But this Persia girl is a special breed of nutcase, cause why is she pushing it like that? Like she literally isn't having it. Her voice is cracked with anger and pain as she pleads to him to just be real. And the moment right here, that's when everything shifted, and that's when this private drama became public.
I'm not playing in your face because I was not thinking about nobody. I was just doing something to make myself laugh. That's all I was doing.
To make yourself laugh?
Yeah.
Knowing that even if you say you wasn't thinking about me, but I literally was just talking to you about how I felt about you.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about myself because I'm dealing with a lot right now, so I really don't even care.
Okay, so first of all, crying over a married man is just diabolical. But what's even more troubling is that all these frustrations from Persia is because Kevin has been hanging out publicly with a new side piece, when she herself is a side piece. Like, girl, how you got him is how you lose him. But let's take it back where it all started, and this right here is where things get messy. Just days after this heated call surfaced, Kevin Gates is spotted on a live stream, not solo but booed up with a whole different woman, and not just anybody, Little Miss Britney Renner. Yes, that's Britney Renner. And if the name rings a bell, it's because her name has been linked to more controversy than most rappers' entire careers. Former IG fitness model turned headline magnet, Britney has been making waves for years, and not always for the right reasons. From her very public relationship with NBA player PJ Washington to wild interviews where she casually mentioned sleeping with multiple men in 24 hours, Britney has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. But Britney Renner's reputation is complicated. On one hand, she's bold, unfiltered, and unapologetic. On the other, she's been dragged for allegedly targeting high-profile men for clout, money, and influence. and her infamous fallout with PJ Washington painted her as the blueprint for what many call a gold digger. 2 weeks after giving birth to her child, she reportedly left him, and the internet never let her live that down. Rumors even swirled that she was collecting a $200,000 monthly child support bag, which she later claimed was only $2,500, but the damage was already done by that point. To make matters worse, her dating history reads like an all-star lineup: Drake, James Harden, Lil Uzi Vert, Trey Songz, Ben Simmons, Chris Brown, Colin Kaepernick, Jamal Murray, Shaq, and more, y'all. She even wrote a whole playbook exposing her romantic history with athletes and celebrities, bragging about the power she held. And now she's walking arm in arm with Kevin Gates. Something changed, and it happened fast, because a few months back, Britney Renner's content took a sharp turn. If you had been following her on social media, you'd know she was known for those bold try-on hauls and confidently sensual energy. Always had outfits that left nothing to the imagination. But almost overnight, those videos vanished, and in their place, we suddenly saw a very different image. 1 minute, she was doing a little try-on fit, then suddenly Britney was out here wearing a hijab, moving in a way that felt quieter, more reflective, and even spiritual. The pivot caught people off guard, and naturally, speculations followed.
First of all, Allahu Akbar. When I originally joined Instagram July of 2012, I joined for 2 reasons: validation and male attention. And now that I no longer need either of those things, I am developing a new relationship with just social media itself.
Now, at first glance, this seemed like just a PR stunt. We've seen it before: celebrities caught in scandal or facing public backlash who suddenly rebrand themselves as born again and spiritual or religious. It's almost a formula of something Kanye West knows too daggone well. But here's the thing: the timeline felt too convenient. Right when Kevin Gates, a known spiritualist with a complicated personal life, re-enters the picture publicly with Britney, and her image shifts. For many watching from the sidelines, this question became unavoidable. Was this transformation real, or was it strategic? But many people think they know all the answers to that, cause girl been dating rappers for years. So if religion is the new rebrand for rapper love, sis was about to be holier than thou overnight. And holier than thou she became, cause not so long ago, Britney was catching heat online after sharing an update on her life post-conversion to Islam. She dropped a new video giving an update on her spiritual journey, and in the clip, she talked about how converting has been a beautiful purification process for her mind, body, heart, and soul. And she was just 5 months after converting. Said she had been sober for 6 and celibate for 8 whole months. She said she felt free and no longer needed the validation she used to chase online, but many were quick to see through her, saying she's just trying to look self-righteous and that she's still thirsty for attention. And as y'all can guess by now, it looks like she's now only converted because of this man.
It's been a really beautiful purification process for me of the mind, heart, body, and soul, and an opportunity for me to meet myself deeper. What I have discovered is how deserving I have always been.
Well, then came DDG's Twitch stream. Kevin Gates pulls up, and who's by his side? Britney Renner. They were literally hard launching, and y'all, the internet exploded.
What up? What's up? Shit, man.
And it wasn't just the pairing that stunned people, it was the implication. Like, was this connection the reason behind Britney's sudden conversion? Or was this relationship a part of a bigger play? And more importantly, where did that leave Dreka? Now, if you follow Kevin Gates for a while, you know Dreka isn't just some random woman in his life. She's a woman who stood beside him for nearly 20 years. But not just as a wife and a mother to their 2 kids, but as a force behind his image, his brand, and his growth, because this was his manager. She wasn't just part of his personal life, she was integral to his business and spiritual evolution. And for many fans, Dreka was the ideal partner, period.
I'm gonna say this now, that I was guilty of being more in like the business manager role than wife role at times, because it's like, at the end of the day, like,
takes a lot to say that.
I know it does, but I don't mind saying it. I don't mind, because I'm guilty of that. I was more in the, that role than I was in the wife role, because that had become my life. That was our life. Like, you know what I'm saying? We spent 80 to 90% of our time on the road. of the year on the road touring. So
when Kevin popped out with someone new, especially someone with Britney's public history, fans did not hold back. Comment sections lit up with heartbreak, disappointment, and confusion with people asking him to go back to Dreka. Well, the reactions weren't just about relationship gossip, they were emotional because Dreka represented something deeper: consistency, substance, and a shared journey that spanned decades. Well, granted, this whole love story between Kevin and Dreka wasn't picture perfect, but it felt real. He was the rough edge rapper, she was the calm, spiritual, business-minded balance, and their dynamic had weight. And more than that, Dreka was credited by many with being the reason Kevin even tapped into his now famous spiritual side. She helped mold that version of him because that's what she's about, and to fans that bond was irreplaceable. But somewhere along the way, things unraveled and the two went quiet. No announcements, no explanations, just silence, and then rumors and whispers that Dreka had been unfaithful, allegedly with their personal trainer. And Kevin never confirmed it outright, but fans found the clues in his lyrics, like, why talk about it when you can rap about it? And so in his song Super General, he dropped a super suggestive line when he wrote, personal trainer invaded my personal space deep down inside and it killed me. It was raw and people read between them lines. Some didn't care and they argued that if Dreka did cheat, then she was probably matching his energy. And Kevin had been known to cheat over the years, and if she clapped back once, then he saw this as fair game. But even with the speculation, it was clear Kevin was hurt. That kind of pain just doesn't stay hidden. It shows up in behavior and recklessness and in the ways someone tries to distract themselves from what they haven't fully healed from. Well, funny how the ones who dish it out the loudest are always the most fragile when it's their turn to get served. Well, Kevin's appearance on Carisha Please added even more fuel to that fire. When asked directly if Dreka cheated, he danced around it, denied saying it, but never corrected the narrative either. It was vague and open-ended, and almost like he was using the silence as a weapon, a classic move from the narcissist playbook, and exactly what folks are calling him out for.
Dreka cheated on you with the trainer.
I never said that.
You said something about a trainer. We all know that she was supposedly cheated with the trainer.
No, that's what you let your mind think, that she treated with the trainer. I never said those things.
Okay, so clear it up.
And that's pretty much where the public is, left in a cloud of ambiguity. And a woman who was once central to his identity has disappeared from his life publicly, replaced by someone whose presence raises more questions than answers. Actually, the deeper story here is about who Kevin is dating now, and it's about what that shift represents. From Dreka to Britney Renner is absolutely diabolical. But moving on, still on the leaked audio that exposed Kevin for who he really is, without a doubt, he regrets ever meeting this Persia lady, let alone entertaining her. See, one thing about narcissists, they'd rather relocate to another planet than to let the world know who they really are. And Kevin would have been super manipulative during that call if he knew Persia was recording it and planning to leak it. Y'all, he would have even acted nicer, but now he's cooked and fans are dragging him, calling him a gaslighter, a narcissist, and saying he uses spirituality to dodge accountability. And some even saying that Kevin was the epitome of an unhealed narcissistic Aquarius male, gatekeep, gaslight, God complex. But y'all, where's the lie? Because Kevin done dragged zodiac signs into all this. Now, someone casually said that Kevin was gonna use this audio in his next song, and the next thing you know, he did. Y'all, when I tell you to move around with the audacity of an unfaithful man, Kevin is exactly the type of person you have in mind. He literally used bits of Persia's audio in the intro to his next song, the same recording poor Portia broke down on, saying, "You don't even take my feelings into consideration." Yeah, he literally put that on track.
You know how I feel about you. You don't even take my feelings into consideration. Like, it's are you guys back with each other?
I told you we can't have a marriage. I'm about to give me some rest, to be honest with you. I'm gonna work out in the morning.
Yeah, and this is the last time you're gonna hear from me.
Ain't that DJ Cho's over there? Look like DJ Cho.
But it doesn't stop there. This man had the nerve to post a TikTok dressed in a red suit, looking like he's about to walk to the BET Awards red carpet. Then who walks in? Britney Renner. He pulled her to the table right there with the whole ring. And everybody was like, what the? And then guess what? The same dramatic video of Persia's audio gets played at one of his shows in front of a whole crowd synced with the new song. Like, are we witnessing a PR proposal or a midlife crisis?
I know what you know now. I fell in love with you upon initial contact. You're the most beautiful woman in the world to me.
The life in you. You lost your global phone.
And then the lyrics hit. He's talking about how he's not worried about a body count and now he's in love. And at this point, we're all like, okay, so that's clearly about Britney. So is it really a rap with Dreka? But first of all, Kevin is working overtime on damage control, y'all. I bet both my little kidneys that the next time he's asked about that audio or his thing with Britney Renner, he's gonna say it was just a rollout for his next song. I told y'all, these narcissists are winning right now. They just be rebranding and rebranding.
You never apologize for anything?
No, just forgive me. I'm so not sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
But the fans are spiraling in the comments, y'all. They're like, is this rage bait? Somebody else said, not gonna lie, going from Dreka to Britney Renner is a massive downgrade. I'm so confused by this man's life choices. This would turn me into a supervillain. So where's Dreka at the moment? If her IG updates are anything to go by, then Dreka is living her best life, centered and deep into her wellness as always and loving on her kids. The queen is super unbothered, working on her garden and breathing in deep. Honestly, she must be relieved that finally the world got to see the type of person she's been dealing with all these years. We all hope she finds a new man that sees her for who she really is. Meanwhile, Kevin is somewhere mixing heartbreak with ego, love bombing on one girl while weaponizing another's pain and calling it art. Sir, be so for real. But anyways, y'all, it's looking like he's gearing up for a whole new project, and if that recording is really the intro, we're about to get a very toxic rollout. And bring y'all all these updates the second it drops. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Stay locked in. I'll see you on the next one.